Wow, I just came from Midsommar, and here is what I have to say from Krusty the Clown from The Simpsons.
What the hell was that?
Unbelievable.
Welcome and happy Midsummer. Skål!
Midsommar is a 2019 horror film directed by Ari Aster, and it stars a lot of people like Florence Pugh and a lot of other cast members. So this movie is about a group of college students that decide to go to the Midsommar Festival in Sweden. And when they're there are these two people that have relationship problems, those being our main character Danny and her boyfriend named Christian. And these two are having a lot of issues, and they're having a lot of trouble being there for one another, trying to agree on some stuff that they're trying to process. And so while they're there, they're trying to make it up, but once they're also at this type of festival of Midsummer in Sweden, they begin to discover this cult that is there, that is doing all these type of sacrifices, and although it looks very beautiful, there is so much evil and bizarre things that are really within the cult of Midsommar, and that's what I have to say about the film. First of all, this movie has a lot to praise. Ari Aster's direction of Midsommar is just phenomenal. The way how he edits scene to scene, the way he makes shot composition, and the way how he uses his own style to manipulate the story and the visuals is just mind-blowing. You can tell that this is an Ari Aster film, the way he mends horror elements together and the way how he does shot-to-shot composition and very wide medium shots. It was just awesome to see the way how he made it. He was able to craft another successful movie that had, you know, a lot of things going for it. And when you really see it, you're just at awe with all the cinematography and stuff like that, especially the cinematography. The cinematography has to be one of the best I've ever seen this year, in my opinion, because all the other movies that came out, they've had great cinematography, but Midsommar just, whoa, it really blew me away. This is a very, very beautiful looking movie. Despite how scary it is very well shot, very well edited, and that's all to Ari Aster himself. He did a great job. Awesome, dude. The performances were also very great to see because Florence Pugh is probably my favorite actress in this movie. She was able to become her character of Danny. You can really, relate to her with all her problems and all the tragedy she's been through. And she really gives out probably her best performance I've ever seen. And the way that how she acts, it's just really well done. I was very impressed by how she really got into character. And everyone else did a great job, especially the others who were playing the side characters, especially the actor who played Christian. Everybody was awesome. I was not disappointed with these performances. These were great performances, and I was very impressed with how creative that Ari Aster got with the direction, especially with how creative their characters got in some scenes. So that was a good thing that I'm definitely giving a thumbs up. But Florence Pugh has to be my favorite thing about the movie. She is probably the best actress in this movie, and I give her all the praise. Also, Midsommar is a very colorful film. The visuals of this movie are just very colorful. There's a lot of flowers, of course, because it's outside in the cold of Sweden in the Midsummer celebration. And there's also a lot of things that Ari Aster did that was very clever with some colors about how, this color symbolizes this, and this color is the theme of that. And so when you see all these colors mixing and matching throughout all of these type of visuals in the film, they really do make sense. And some people may not really understand some of these symbols upon first viewing, but second to third viewings, they might get it, but it's really dependent on how people take this movie. And also the art direction, especially the drawings of, the dances and all this type of things from Europe. It's just, it's really cool about how much hard work and effort they put in this movie. Because this praise that I'm giving to this movie, it really deserves it. Midsommar is that type of movie that deserves all your praise. And people may wonder, what do I think about the horror element of the movie? I have to say that Midsommar is probably the most gruesome movie I have ever seen ever. And did I find it extremely scary as Hereditary? Probably not. And it's like what I said, I did not think Midsommar was supposed to be as scary as Hereditary, but it does have a scary feel about cults, humanity, and all these type of things, especially since some of the characters are studying anthropology. And also based on the horror of this movie, this Midsommar movie is probably going to treat people differently. People have different expectations because of how film is very subjective to what people have in taste. And I have to say that this movie didn't really scare me as much as Hereditary. Hereditary was very focused on like demonic cults, and those are the things that really creeped me out, so much how The Exorcist really terrified me. But Midsommar is that type of movie that has a lot of gruesome images and a lot of very scary elements to it, and it's scattered all over the place, but when the scenes come in throughout the entire movie, there are some scenes that is not going to be scary, it's just a normal scene. And then there's just going to be this other scene that's going to be really terrifying and horrific. So it's going to treat people differently, but when the horror comes, it is not disappointing. It is very frightening, and I was less satisfied with how the movie treated the horror genre, especially with some of the elements that it was given. Now here comes the conflicting part for me about Midsommar. It's probably the flaws that I had personally for me. Not everyone's going to have the same flaws as I have, but here are some of the things that I'm going to discuss. I probably have about 2 major flaws with Midsommar. First of all, I have to say the film is pretty slow. Now, Midsommar does a very good job of progressing moments throughout each act. You know, from the first act to the second act, and from point A to point B. It does a really good job of building tension of when things are supposed to build up or when things are supposed to be there. But I have to say that there were some scenes that you could probably cut out. And the way about how the film, you know, tries to accelerate, it feels a little sluggish from time to time. And some people may not have a problem with that, which I'm totally fine with. And it's just, you know, for me, like, I was very impressed with, you know, the tensions building up and giving character development to the characters, especially the 2 leads of Danny and Christian. But I feel like the film did feel a little slow from time to time. And my other issue that I have with Midsommar is that there were some side characters that were not used very well. And I thought they weren't given too much to deal with. They were given a little less development, and those are some of the things that I have an issue with compared to, let's say, Hereditary, which did, and despite some of the issues I'd had with its pacing with Hereditary, at least each of the characters were fleshed out perfectly. But Midsommar tends to have a bit of a hard time fleshing out side characters and stuff like that. And that's something I'm not trying to say, like, oh, it's terrible or it's something terrible. But, you know, it's something that, you know, the movie kind of has trouble with. But from the direction of Ari Aster, I can definitely forgive it because the rest of the film is just very well made. But those are some of the issues that I had with not Hereditary, but Midsommar. Sorry about that, guys. Despite some of the issues that I have already expressed to y'all about Midsommar, it is a movie I still highly recommend. Now, this movie I don't think is for everybody. A lot of people may be grossed out by some of the gruesome scenes of Midsommar, and I don't think all of the other people are going to be satisfied with some decisions that some people make, because when I saw this movie, I saw it with a couple friends, and I even saw it with a friend of mine who shared a film class with me, and he was a pretty awesome dude. And the people in front of me just came up and just say that they really hated it. So I'm the person that really liked it along with other people, but some people are probably gonna hate this movie, just saying. And it may be your taste, it may not be your taste. It's just like you gotta go see it for yourself. But nevertheless, this is a movie that really impressed me, and despite all those issues that I've already stated with Midsommar, it's still a very well done movie. Ari Aster still did a fantastic job, and I'm giving Midsommar an 8 out of 10.
Was most excited for you to come.
And as always, thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed my review of Midsommar. Go see it for yourself. I can't wait to hear your opinions, whether you've seen it, and please discuss to me any of your opinions about other types of movies, and I'm excited for that. So thank you very much, guys, and be sure to subscribe.